how to play 4 types of scales. And what I mean by 4 types of scales, well, I'll just tell you, the first one's going to be chromatic. The second one is going to be a diminished form. Third one is a heptatonic, or that's your regular diatonic scale. And the fourth one's a pentatonic. All right, we're going to start with the chromatic. We're going to start them all in the key of A. So preferably you want to alternate your picking with this scale. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and etc. Because in time, you'll be able to tell the difference between a down pick and an up pick. You'll be able to hear the sound. Plus, you're going to have a lot more control, accuracy, and eventually speed with your right hand, the expression hand. And so back to the chromatic scale. Once you take a screenshot of it, it's the top one. It's primarily an exercise. And if you're starting out, it's a very important scale. Way back in 1980, when I started taking lessons, I was taking lessons from a classical teacher, and he was instructing me first day chromatically. So, and it's simple. You're just going to use your first, second, third, and fourth fingers. And we're going to start on the 6th string, 5th fret with our first finger. And we're going to play the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th frets with your first, second, third, fourth fingers. So this is a real easy pattern for your technique hand. I'm a right-handed guitarist, so my technique hand is my left hand. That's the hand for the fretboard, and my right hand is the expression. So if you're left-handed, it's just the other way around. So once again, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to go up a half step on the 5th string to 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th frets. Once again with your first, second, third, and fourth fingers. And that's right, you guessed it. When we go up to the 4th string, we're going to go up another half step. So we're going to start with our first finger on the 7th fret. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with your first, second, third, and fourth fingers. Now we're up on the G string, the 3rd string. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th frets, right? Once again with the first, second, third, and fourth fingers. Now, because that, when you're tuning the guitar, you get to that 3rd string, you have to play the 4th fret. There we go. That's the 4th fret. So it's to the B. Now we're gonna have to go up to the 10th fret. Okay? Sorry about that phone. Okay, we're just going to keep going with that. And then we're going to go up to the 1st string on the 11th fret. Okay, 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th frets. And now, so that's essentially it. When you're on the 2nd string, you have to go to the 10th fret. 10, 11, 12, 13. And on the 1st string, with your first, second, and third, fourth fingers, on the 1st string, 11, 12, 13, 14. And you can play that backwards as well. So I'm not going to play it backwards because I'm going to go over 3 other scales, and I want to try to keep this video under 10 minutes, but it's not looking like that. The next one, take a screenshot of the second one, is a diminished. Now there's different types of diminished scales. I'm just going to focus on the half whole step diminished scale. So we're going to play a half step, then a whole step. There's dominant diminished. If you check out some of my previous videos that I posted, I talked about different types of diminished scales and different keys. So you can check those out. They're worthwhile. And this is a little similar to the chromatic scale, but we're going to start again in A, and we're going to slide up with our first finger from the 5th fret on the 6th string to the 6th fret. So it's a down, and then your 3rd and 4th fingers. And this case is going to be on the 8th and 9th frets. Then you're going to go up a half step on the next string. So on the 5th string, you're starting on the 6th fret with your first finger, sliding up, using your 3rd and 4th fingers on the 9th and 10th fret. So there's always a whole step in between your first and third finger. After you slide up a half step with that first finger. There is 2 frets or a whole step between your first and third finger. And then your fourth finger is going to play that next fret right after your third finger. So from the beginning again, in A. Now we're on the 4th string. Okay? Starting on the 7th fret. 7/8 fret, as you slide up with your first finger to the 10th and 11th with your 3rd and 4th fingers. Now we're on the 3rd string. 8th and 9th frets, slide up with your first finger. Start with your first finger on the 8th fret, slide up to the 9th fret, and then your 3rd finger is going to play the 11th fret and 12th frets on the 3rd string. So once again, like the chromatic scale, your diminished, half-whole diminished scale, you got to go up. Not just a half step to the next string, but a whole step. So we're going to go to the 10th fret on the B string, the 2nd string. 10th to 11th with your first finger, 13th and 14th frets with your 3rd and 4th fingers. And finally, we're going to end this on the 11th fret on this 1st string. First finger, 11th fret up to the 12th fret, and then your 14th and 15th frets. Try to alternate your picking. And you will play that backwards as well. That's also known, the diminished is also known as an octatonic because you're playing eight notes, okay? 8 different notes with a diminished scale. And what happens here, since we're starting on the A, the 9th note is the A. So some people consider 8 or 9 notes with this diminished or octatonic. Octatonic meaning 8 notes. Octo, the prefix. Octatonic. I'll write that down for those of you who are curious, and here it is. You notice that we have chromatic, octatonic, heptatonic. That's the next one. That's your diatonic scale. That could be a major or minor scale. And we're gonna play the major. Okay, in A. So this is your next one that we're doing. And that was that. And this means hepta means 7. So there's 7 different notes, but there's 8 notes in the scale. In this particular scale, hopefully you had enough time to screenshot that. In this particular scale, we're going to have more than 8 notes because we're gonna start repeating. So we're going to start with our 2nd finger. I'm sure you guys have seen that scale before. I've posted it before. It's a major scale. You should transpose all these scales. There's some teachers who used to say, yeah, you got to do it in every key. And there's 12 tones, 12 keys in Western music. Well, I'm not really that forceful and mean, but I'm a little strict. I believe practicing is very important. And I know we all have busy schedules, so try to put in 15 minutes at least 3-4 times a day. I'd say practice 15-20 minutes, especially if you're new. You want to take care of your fingertips, and you're going to start using different muscles in your fingers in your hand that you never really used before. So you want to not overdo it. All right, so that's that scale right there. Okay, that is, it's all right here. The fingering, so on and so forth. So you can screenshot that. And I'm sure many of you have seen that scale before, okay? But I'm just going to go over it with you. So you're going to use your 2nd and 4th fingers on the 5th and 7th frets. Change to the 4th string with your 1st finger, 4th fret, and then the 5th fret with your 2nd finger, and then the 7th fret with your 4th finger. Try to alternate your picking as well, okay? Now we're up to the 4th string on the 4th fret with your 1st finger, and you're going to use a 1-3-4 pattern on the 4th, 6th, and 7th frets on that 4th string. Moving up to the 5th string, just like the 4th string, same frets and same finger pattern. 4th, 5th, 6th frets with your 1st, 3rd, and 4th fingers. Now the 2nd string is just like the 6th string. You're going to use your 2nd and 4th fingers, or your 1st and 3rd. I have it written on there, 1st or 3rd. And you can use your 2nd and 4th. I like to use my 2nd and 4th fingers. And we finish up on the 1st string, fourth and fifth frets for the first and second finger. Okay, fingers. And make sure that you go backwards, because it's just a really good idea to go backwards. Okay. Finally, the last scale I want to talk about that's common, the heptatonic. You're using that one all the time, whether it's a major or minor. It's just a diatonic scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And now the pentatonic is probably one of the most used scales. This particular pentatonic is also an A, but it's A minor. And we'll take a screenshot of that. The last one right there with the fingering. So we'll go over all this again in case you can get a chance to take a picture of it if you want to look at them again. So I'm going to try to keep this video under 12 minutes. And I'm going to go over the pentatonic with you. This scale, the pentatonic, is not the one with the extension, but this scale and the pentatonic blues scale, they're synonymous with each other. The A major up and across, or the up and across scale, and I first learned it in A, and this scale changed my guitar playing. So we're going to play it with alternating picking. So, give a little vibrato there at the end. Fifth and eighth frets on the sixth string with your first and fourth fingers. First and third fingers on the fifth and seventh frets on the fifth string. Same frets, same fingering on the fourth string. Fifth and seventh with your first and third fingers. Third string, on the fifth and seventh frets. Okay, first and third finger. 1/4, fifth and eighth frets on the second, and 1/4, first and fourth fingers on the fifth and eighth frets on the first string. Be sure to transpose, alternate your picking. Now you guys are familiar with chromatic scales, diminished scales in this particular one, or octatonic diminished, same thing, a half whole step diminished, heptatonic or diatonic, and then pentatonic. Pentatonic meaning you're just playing 5 notes. Hope you enjoyed this video. Keep playing and have fun.